301 to 400 Thinking and Life. 301. Order is essential for high efficiency. Disorder only creates busyness, tiredness, and low performance. 302. Whoever proposes must take charge, whoever takes charge must bear all consequences. 303. Heartily speak kind words. As good weather is to the growth of crops, so are sweet words to the development of emotions. 304. That which cannot be solved by conventional thinking can be solved by unconventional thinking. Therefore, try often to look at problems from the opposite angle. 305. If you pursue possessing, then you will have nothing. If you pursue not possessing, then you will have everything. 306. Gaining is losing, losing is gaining. The more you gain, the more you lose. The less you gain, the less you lose. Without losing, you will gain nothing. Without gaining, you will lose nothing. 307. Life and death are rooted in each other. Wherever life is, death will be. Wherever death is, life will be. 308. Death is not the end of life. 309. If existence determines consciousness, we have only one earth. If consciousness determines existence, we have 36 spaces. One-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, four-dimensional, and so on. 310. The thought of existence determining consciousness is conventional thinking. The thought of consciousness determining existence is unconventional thinking. Beautiful futures belong to those with unconventional thinking. 311. iPhone plusones 2, the res and increasio of quantity. If one plusona remains zone, the res and increasio of energy. Thesagimbersest 1, and becomest the model loft world. 312. A key to understanding the mystery of the universe is knowing that 1 plus negative 1 remains 1. 313. Always concentration one thing. As long as you do one thing deeply, carefully, and thoroughly, you will get all that you need from it. 314. Rubbing grapes against wooden boards will cut into them, and dripping water on stones will wear them down, so pursuers of Tao should exert their efforts consistently. Channels form when water flows. Melons' pedicels fall when their fruit tripens. People attain Tao naturally when the right timing comes. 315. Thinking is a magical power. Magical power is the higher level of thinking information wave that shackles the lower level of thinking. 316. Our thinking is more or less confined by some higher thinking. 317. All regulations, concepts, ethics and behavioral rules, authoritative theories and sermons, religious regulations and rituals, scientific theories and methods, and exemplar models and habits are powers that constrain humanity. 318. All methods are just convenient methods or timely methods, but not constant methods. Once any cognition becomes fixed, it attends to one thing, loses all others, and becomes an obstacle to further thinking. 319. Implementing lifenuanvalues in daily life and abiding by the community's production and living procedures are the magic tools to ensure the long-term existence and continuous perfection of the new life mode for humans. 320. Be not judges of others lest you be judged by others. For as you have been judging, so shall you be judged, and by your measure, so shall you be measured. 321. If a man pays back evil for good, calamity will never leave his house. 322. To forgive others' faults is to glorify yourself. 323. It is honorably to avoid strife. The foolish love to fight and expose others' defects in order to highlight their cleverness. 324. Avoid the banquets of evil people. Their faces, full of smiles, say please drink and eat, but once you accept their offers of food and drink, you will be tied to them forever. 325. Give yourself up, you will find yourself. Hold into yourself, and you will miss yourself. 326. Dharma sets no rules, no dharma is dharma. Form sets no shape, no form is form. 327. Snobs sacrifice themselves for profits. Literati sacrifice themselves for fame. Scientists sacrifice themselves for knowledge. Great men sacrifice themselves for achievements. Ordinary people sacrifice themselves for families. Politicians sacrifice themselves for the state. Saints sacrifice themselves for the world, and celestial beings sacrifice themselves for Tao. 328. The way of Tao is even and easy to walk on, but people love shortcuts. Quick success and instant benefits lead inevitably to ordeals. 329. Of all the relationships in life, the most difficult to maintain are the ones between married couples. 330. Within the same time frame, the closer one is to the center, the smaller one's space is, and the easier they will feel. The farther away one is from the center, the greater one's space is, and the more tired they will feel. 331. The broadness of mind decides the broadness of the universe. The depth of thinking decides the width of one's life space. 332. If the structure life does not change, the neat's nature will not change. Its energy cannot change its structure. 333. The universe does not discern people's good or evil intentions. As long as you visualize or pray, the universe will use all means to help you realize your wish with the fastest speed and the least resistance. 334. Extravagance and waste are crimes. 335. When using a toilet seat, men should not stand to pee. 336. In life, it is difficult to find bosom friends. It is only during the process of diligent work to realize our lofty ideal that we find true friends. 337. A person without spirituality desires only to take but never to return. Moreover, they destroy their surrounding environments like viruses. 338. The purpose of humanity is to serve the greatest creator, just as grass and flowers' purpose is to serve humanity. 339. The development of human society has become increasingly complicated, vulgar, and snobbish. Actually, it has deviated from Tao. If it continues along this path, it will not only lose its beauty, but also everything else. 340. The most suitable environment for one's survival is their personal Garden of Eden. 341. If you want to lead a perfect life, you must concentrate your efforts on your own inner beauty. Do not try to change others or the world. Change yourself first. As you change, so will people and the world around you change. 342. We had better deal with our own garbage, whether material garbage, spiritual garbage, or soul garbage. The less garbage you make, the more civilized we will be. 343. Lower life level serve higher ones, and all liv serve the greatest creator. 344. There are 36 8-diagram arrays in the universe, and there are innumerable traps along the journey of life. It is only by escaping from these traps of life that we can enjoy the freedom of life. 345. Continue to die and continueto be born anew, the meaning of life is in it. Continueto destroy and continueto create, the meaning of life is in it. 346. The way to reach a more beautiful life space is to pay your debts, end your ties, accumulate temertsan virtues in heaven, and perfect your life structure. 347. The most wonderful experience in life is when your consciousness is in the zero state. It is only then that you can feel everything. 348. A life closed to death is stiff. A life full of vitality is soft. 349. Be kinto all life banks and they will be kinto you. 350. Nostalgia is not worth the cost of life. Everything is a flash in the pan, like floating smoke and passing clouds. 351. The most in life. The most lofty and greatest thing in life is to explore life. The most significant thing in life is to research life. The most joyful thing in life is to revere life. The most peaceful thing in life is to march forward along the trajectory of life. 352. The human body is immune to many diseases which often come and go silently, and we can just ignore them. However, once you take any disease seriously, it will entangle you to the end. 353. Selfless life belong to heaven. Selfish life belong to the human world. Extremely selfish life belong to hell. 354. From life's perspective, illusion and reality are the same. 355. It is always better for one who is indecisive and stuck in dilemmas to follow their heart rather than their brain. 356. Do not conclude that something does not exist just because you cannot see it. The higher its vibrational frequency is, the less visible it is. 357. Lifeis, a non-material structure with spirituality. 358. Humans are combinations of physical bodies and spiritual lives. The physical bodies are the carriers of their lives and will die, but the lives that they carry will continue after they do so. 359. The quality of a life is in its structure. The more perfect its structure is, the higher its quality is, the better its living space is, and the greater that life's freedom will be. 360. The best home for a life to reach is the backyard of the greatest creator, the celestial islands continent. 361. The purpose of life's evolution and transmigration is to maintain the ethics of the universe and the dynamic balance of all lives in the universe. 362. The law of universal gravitation of life. There is mutual gravity among lives that are brought together by karma in the universe. The magnitude of this gravity is a direct ratio of the debt that each owes to the other, but an inverse ratio to the amount of favor that each has done for the other. 363. If one leaves this life with an unfulfilled wish, then they will be reincarnated into the human world again. 364. An outline of standards and revelations of the transmigration of life. People with the greatest love will become super celestial beings. People with the utmost benevolence will become Buddhas. People with the greatest happiness will become deity celestial beings. People with the greatest health will become land celestial beings. People with the greatest kindness will become human celestial beings. People with the greatest loyalty will ascend to nobility. People who are filial to their parents will return with great blessings. People with impartial minds will return to the human world. People who have built up their virtues will be wealthy. People with muddle-headed, confused minds will fall to the animal world. People with indifference will be reincarnated to the plant world. People with wicked intentions will sink into the ghost world. People who have lorded over and bullied others will degrade to the frozen layer. People who were intentionally evil will fall into the inflamed layer. 365. Hell is the general term for inflamed space, frozen space, and the netherworld. Lifine hell will generally not enter the human world directly. Insects and many plants belong to another reincarnation system of Lif and will generally not reincarnate as humans. 366. Higher level LIV shave fewer conflicts with their surroundings. Lower level LIV shave more conflicts with theirs. 367. The correlament of the consciousness of higher LIV cis love. The higher their level of LIFEIS, the higher the level of love in their consciousness is, The lower their level of lifeis, the lower the level of love in theirs is. 368. Gods and supercelestial beings are lives created by the greatest creator. Other lives were designed by the greatest creator but created by supercelestial beings under God's directions. 369. The law of the jungle and the survival of the fittest from Darwin's theory of evolution are portrayals of the animal world, but an awakened person would never agree with them. 370. Organ transplantation is a bad thing. Its disadvantages outweigh its advantages. 371. Genetic engineering is extremely dangerous because it is very likely to cause a large appearance of monsters and demons. 372. Biological robots will emerge eventually. They will bring blessings to some but misfortunes to some others. 373. LIVs travel through transmigration and transformation. Humans might ascend to celestial beings and degradado animals as well. 374. LIFA has 8 big secrets. To attain them, you must build your merits and virtues to exchange. 375. What does not exist in consciousness does not exist in life. Therefore, make the best use of your time to expand your space of life. Be neither nostalgic for things which appeared briefly nor for the human world. They are all just flashes in the pan. Try your best to be familiar with the place for which you yearn and be an awakened person. 376. The nature of lifeis, the soul. The nature of Suli's consciousness, so consciousness is life. 377. The simpler that things are, the more attention they should receive. The closer that people are to us, the more they will form joys and sorrows in our lives. 378. How can a life achieve eternal bliss? The answer is simple, only by realizing self-harmony. 379. Freedom symbolizes heaven and control represents hell. 380. We must make full use of our bodies. If we do not, we will be rebelling against the greatest creator. We would be practicing evil ways if we prayed for what our bodies do not have. 381. Seeds take roots where they land. Wherever you live, treat that place as your home, protect its environment, and create beauty. 382. Freedom is supreme and priceless. It is the symbol of life in heaven. The degree of freedom shows the level of a life. The greater a life's degree of freedom is, the closer they are to heaven. The less a life's degree of freedom is, the closer they are to hell. 383. Individuals and groups cause their own lack of freedom. If one within an unfree group wants freedom, the only thing to do is escape. Escapido, a free place. If you cannot find a free place on earth, then flee to heaven. 384. Do not sympathize for or commiserate with the weak, for they are parasites. Once you are entangled with the weak, they will suck off your blood and your whole life will turn to misery. Who are the weak? The debilitated, disabled, ill, and poor are not, but those who constantly rob your energy are. 385. When many people's consciousnesses resonate, they live in the same world. Heaven and hell are the real worlds created by the liveswo's consciousnesses resonate. Everything on earth is created together by the people who are here. 386. All changes in the universe have reasons. All changes of nature are the results of quantitative changes. There will be no qualitative leaps without the accumulation of quantitative changes. When quantitative changes reach their limit, they will inevitably cause qualitative leaps. 387. As long as we treat everyone and everything objectively and fairly, then we will not waste time on hatred and revenge, but only concentration our own futures of sublimating ourselves. 388. Different faiths lead to different mental states and psychological activities, which led to different towards and actions, which led to different results in ways of life. Fate his the navigator of life, different faiths make he different lives. Therefore, faith determines lives. 389. Arrogance comes from ignorance, and it is the touchstone of testing the richness of one's inner beauty. 390. Characteris, the accumulation of characteristics to Tony inherits from their previous lives. Characteris definitely not inherited from one's biological parents. Character will determine one's overall developmental direction. It is one's original nature, which is the potential energy of consciousness one can barely handle or control by themselves. That's why we often hear the saying, a leopard cannot change its spots. Character decides what kind of life one will achieve. 391. The more marvelous a method is, the easier it is to practice. Tricks and shortcuts are ultimately not simple and easy ways to do things. 392. If you do not surrender your human mind, then you will not achieve the nature of a celestial being. If you do not abandon the human world, then you cannot ascend to the fairyland above. 393. If you do not close a door, then another 9 will not open to you. If you remain wedded to one love, then you will not be able to embrace another truer love. If you do not leave your heavy baggage, then you will not be able to walk farther. If you do not remove your blinders of conventional thinking, then you will not see the light at the end of the tunnel. 394. Die. Yesterday's me. Ember today's me. Die. Today's me. Ember tomorrow's me. 395. Do what you want without breaking the rules. Enjoy a carefree life without grumpiness. 396. Are there any unfair phenomena in human society? No, not at all. Everything is a fair adjudication of the mechanism of cause and effect. Everything is the fairest arrangement with the rewards and punishments of Tao. 397. Everyone has their own life trajectory. Everything is destined. It might seem on the surface that we have been wronged, but that appearance might have actually resulted from our own imperceptible thoughts and behaviors. 398. When death comes, we shall die clearly, and Levino regrets to the last moment. We shall never commito this world in vain. While we're still alive, we must distinguish the priority is of life what is important and what is unimportant. Otherwise I will be tileteto feel regret. 399. Do not be nostalgic. Open up to your future rather than dwelling upon your past. The universe is boundless, time and space are endless. The future of LIFEIS endless. LIFEIS always on its journey. The scenery ahead is unknown and unprecedented for us. Regardless of how wonderful our current environment might be, we still need to open up new territories, to explore new ways, to enter the new realms. Joy lies in creating, not in languishing in material comfort. Happiness lies in devoting, not in acquiring. Freedom lies in continually abandoning, not in sticking to old ways and achievements. For 100. Once one stops marching forward, they will inevitably move toward dispiritedness and depravity. Once unwilling to abandon all their possessions, one will inevitably slip towards selfishness and greed. Once clinging to ancient ways and bygone values, one will never have the chance to see the incomparable new wonder and beauty.